Today we're looking at North Africa and Italy during World War II. Hello, welcome to the Daily Bellringer. Please don't forget to subscribe and take a look at the questions down in the description. Also, don't forget to check out dailybellringer.com where you'll find more resources that go with many of the Bellringer videos. During World War II, many important battles took place in North Africa and Italy. These campaigns were important because they helped the Allies weaken Germany and Italy and gain control of important land and sea routes. The fighting in these regions lasted from 1940 to 1945 and involved soldiers from many different countries. The battles in North Africa and Italy were difficult and costly, but they played a key role in the Allied victory. The North African campaign began in 1940. At that time, Italy was ruled by the dictator Benito Mussolini. Mussolini wanted to expand Italy's empire in Africa. Italy already controlled Libya and hoped to capture Egypt, which was controlled by Britain. Egypt was important because of the Suez Canal, a major shipping route that connected Europe to Asia. If the Axis powers controlled the canal, they could disrupt Allied trade and military supplies. Italian forces first attacked British positions in Egypt, but their advance soon stalled. In response, the British launched a counterattack and pushed the Italian army back into Libya. To help his struggling ally, German leader Adolf Hitler sent troops to northern Africa. These German forces were led by the famous General Erwin Rommel, who became known as the Desert Fox for his clever battlefield tactics. Rommel's army fought several intense battles with British forces across the deserts of Libya and Egypt. The fighting often involved tanks, airplanes, and fast-moving troops. The harsh desert environment made the campaign even more difficult. Soldiers had to deal with extreme heat, sandstorms, and limited supplies. One of the most important battles in North Africa was the Second Battle of El Alamein in 1942. British forces under General Bernard Montgomery defeated Rommel's army near the town of El Alamein in Egypt. This victory stopped the Axis advance towards the Suez Canal and forced German and Italian troops to retreat west across North Africa. Around the same time, the United States joined the war after the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. American troops soon arrived in North Africa to help the Allies. In November of 1942, the United States and Britain launched Operation Torch. This operation involved large amphibious landings, or in other words, going ashore in Morocco and Algeria. The goal was to trap German and Italian forces between Allied armies moving from the east and west. By May 1943, the Axis armies in North Africa were surrounded. Thousands of German and Italian soldiers surrendered to Allied forces in Tunisia. This victory gave the Allies control of North Africa and opened the way for an invasion of southern Europe. The next step was the invasion of Italy. In July 1943, Allied forces landed on the island of Sicily in a campaign called Operation Husky. American troops under the command of General George Patton fought fierce battles across the island. After weeks of fighting, the Allies gained control of the island. The invasion had a major political effect in Italy. Mussolini was removed from power by the Italian government, and Italy later surrendered to the Allies. However, the war in Italy was far from over. German troops quickly moved in to defend the country. In September 1943, Allied soldiers landed on mainland Italy during the Allied invasion of Italy. The Germans had built strong defensive lines across the mountains and hills of the country. These defenses slowed the Allied advance for many months. One of the toughest battles in Italy took place at Monte Cassino. This mountain location had a historic monastery on top and was part of a powerful German defensive line. Allied forces launched several attacks in 1944 before finally capturing the area. The fighting destroyed the monastery and caused heavy losses on both sides. Another important moment came in June 1944 when Allied forces captured the city of Rome. Although this was an important victory, the war in Italy continued as German troops retreated north and continued to resist the Allied advance. The fighting in Italy lasted until 1945. The mountainous terrain made the battle slow and difficult. Soldiers often had to fight uphill against well-prepared defenses. Despite these challenges, the Allied campaign helped weaken German forces and forced them to fight on multiple fronts. In the end, the campaigns in North Africa and Italy helped the Allies gain important victories. They removed Axis control from North Africa, forced Italy out of the war, and tied down many German troops who might have been used elsewhere. These victories helped prepare the way for the final defeat of Nazi Germany in Europe. So with that, hopefully you learned something, and thanks for watching.